Hello everyone, welcome to Verilog HDL tutorial 2. So in the last tutorial, we discussed about the introduction to Verilog HDL, the structure of syntax, different levels of abstraction, and predefined keywords like and, or, not, x or x, not, and, nor, etc. So, and also we'll had seen about how to simulate the Verilog code and how to write the Verilog code and also how to simulate and how to verify the functionality. So before going to discuss about the tutorial 2, I will summarize what we discussed in the last tutorial 1. So guys, if you are watching first time to my channel, please subscribe, share and like it. So here in the last class, I explained behavior like the Verilog is in 4 is having the 4 levels of abstraction. The first one is in behavioral, the next one is in data flow, gate level, switch level. So in the first module, I already explained how to write the gate level model, like with the help of predefined keywords, like and, XOR, XNOR, like that. So now the behavioral model. Here, you need to know the behavior of the particular design in order to write the Verilog model. So here a module can be implemented in terms of desired design algorithm. So here specifically designed about the algorithm, it's based on the algorithm without concern for the hardware implementation. So which is very similar to this particular level isn't very similar to the C programming. And the next one is data flow level. Here the designer is aware of how data flow between the hardware registers and how the data processed in the design. See, while writing the data flow model, the designer aware of how the data, that particular information flows between the hardware registers and how the data processed in the design. Hardware registers mean this is an one kind of register, this is an one kind of register. The designer aware how the data flows between this particular register to this particular register and how the data processing in the entire design. So the next one is on gate level. So here the designer used the predefined logic gate as in keywords in order to write the Verilog model. So the module implemented in terms of logic gates. In the previous tutorial, I already explained what are the predefined words or predefined keywords for the logic gates. So in the next, and the design at this level is similar to the design in terms of gate level logic diagram. So simply we can say this gate level model is an equivalent to the logic diagram. If you know the logic diagram, we can directly write the Verilog model by using the predefined keywords like and, or, not, x or x not, like that. So data flow means here we need to know the Boolean expression of that particular design. So the next one is in switch level. This is a low level abstraction of the Verilog. So here the Verilog we having the simple keywords CMOS, NMOS, PMOS. For the transistor level, we'll use this switch level. I will explain this switch level in the upcoming tutorials. So already in the previous tutorial, we discussed about the module representation. This is a module name, module terminal list. Here terminal list in the sense this is an inputs and outputs. Here module name in the sense the design name and module is in syntax module and n module. Within this we need to write the code. Here for example, consider T flip-flop is a design name and next the ports are having the Q is an output, clock and resetter control signals. Here in between module and end module, we need to write the functionality of that particular design. So what is meant by instance? Instance means whenever you are calling one function inside to the other, like one module inside to the other module, that is called as in here instantiation. Now, how we will call one module inside to the other program? This is the syntax for the module instantiation. This is a module name. Whatever the module name, the original program, we need to call that one. So, on next instantiation name, here we can write any name like M1, M2, A1, A2, or UUT. UUT in the sense unit under test. So our next port association list, whatever the ports are associated with this particular top level module, we need instantiation with respect to this particular module. So here see, for example, this is a full adder. This is a full adder code, Verilog code. We will see how to develop the Verilog model for the full adder also in the upcoming lectures. Full adder, S and C out are outputs. Inputs are A in, B in, C in are inputs. So now from this, I need to develop a 4-bit adder by using instantiation, like by instantiation of full adder 4 times. So this is the first full adder, second full adder, third full adder, fourth full adder, and connect. So here this is an C in, A naught, B naught, sum of 0, this is an C1, and so on. So here, in order to call this particular full adder, we'll write the name as a full add. This is an C1, C2, C3 or that passes the information from one module to the other module. So we can call it as a while. So that's why here those will be represented with the help of while C1, C2, C3. So this type of representation we will call the vector notation. So A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3. Why? Because the input size is a 4-bit size. We can write 3 down to 0. So F0, F1, F2, these are the instantiation name. So if you give F0 for this also F0, it may give error. So for that reason, we need to give the other kind of instantiation names. So full adder, sum of 0, this is in first sum, and next C1 is in first carry out bit. So A of 0, B of 0, C in like that. We need to call 4 times in order to design a 4-bit adder. In the upcoming lectures, we will simulate this particular 4-bit adder or n-bit adder, how to design n-bit adder also, we will see. So this is an entire structure of the module and n module. This is a module name here you need to write, and next we need to declare the port list, and next end by the n module. Whatever you want those design statements, we can write. Data flow model will be designed with the help of assign statements. So here always an initial blocks will be utilized in the behavioral model, like in order to explain the behavior, in order to write in the form of algorithmic model, we need to use the always an initial blocks. And next, here whatever the intermediate lines or any registers are there, we need to declare with the help of while and register this some kind of data types, and whatever the modules if you want to instance like full adder, those kind of modules can be instantiation here. So this is the total entire structure of module. And so this is an port connection list. So how the ports will connect? So inputs and outputs, in-outs, with matching unconnected ports. We'll see one by one. So first of all, this is an port connection rules, how we need to connect. So inputs. Internally, input ports must always be type of a net. So always inside of the design, the inputs always in the form of a net. Externally, the inputs can be connected to a variable which is a reg or a net data type. So next come to the output. Internally, output ports can be reg or net type. Outputs may be reg or net type, but the output externally it may look like a net. So next in-out. So in-out is an one particular port terminal which is having the in-out that may act as an input port and as well as the output port. Output port must always be a type of net. externally, in-out posts must be always in the net data type. With matching, it is legal to connect internal and external in items of the different sizes when making intermodule port connection. So with matching means whenever you are connecting here vector notation inside also we need to connect like that. So unconnected ports here, while letting the code we can remove one kind of port connection. That type of connection we can call it as in here unconnected port. Here see here full add, that is in previous code. FA not some A B C in, they left out the C out. C out may call it as in here unconnected node. So Verilog allows ports to remain unconnected, so we can left it as it is. It may allow, for example, certain output ports might be simply debugging and you might not be interested in connecting them to the external signal. If you don't want to connect that to the external signal, we can leave as it is. See out here, they left out see out as it is. That is called in here out unconnected node. So here some lexical conventions. So white space, we can use the slash b, slash p, slash for the new lines, we can use the slash line compression of the white space comments. So why we need to use the comments in a sense, if you are writing the code, the other person also need to understand that particular code. For that, we need to write the mention in the form of a comments. So this is two slash line indicates single line comment. So if you are writing like this symbol, this is called in here multiple line comment. You can't use this kind of connection. So these are the two types of commenting the Verilog codes. So these are the two data types. The first one is a net data type, next one is a variable group. These variable groups can be used in the always block to represent the storage values, that is called in here res data type. So this will utilize it in the always block. Why this always block may be used in some kind of combinational blocks. So mainly we can use it in the while writing the sequential codes, we will use always block in order to repeat the same loop number of times. We will use the always block. Net group. Net group represents physical connection between the components. For example, so from here to here, I need to connect. This is the next thing. So physical connection from here to here, this type of connection we can call it as in here wire. So we'll use only one net data type, that is a wire. Here W and W are in a sense wide and wide or gate. So these are the two data types. So in the Verilog, we're having the different kinds of logic levels. Basically, we're having two logic levels, that is in 0 and 1. Here Z and X is a two different other two logic values. In the 0 is in logic 0 or false condition. 1 is in logic 1 is or true condition. Z is in high impedance state, uses for the tri-state buffers. X is in don't care condition, unknown signal. So this and all we discussed in the last tutorial. This is a total summary of the previous. So in the upcoming lectures, I don't want to discuss like this summary. I will explain briefly what we discussed in the previous, and next we will go through the further tutorials. So next, now come to the today's tutorial. This is a Verilog HDL tutorial 2. In this module, we'll see how to develop Verilog model for the Boolean expressions. So if they're given some design in terms of Boolean expression, how we are going to develop a Verilog model with the help of gate level and data flow model, we'll see in this in tutorial 2. So if you are watching first time to my channel, please watch the video till the end so we can learn something. some good knowledge we will get. And please subscribe to my channel and share and like it. Now, so here this is an one boolean function I consider. In order for this, I need to design. For this, I need to develop Verilog model. How? So for that, we need to, if you want to write it as a gate level model, if you want to optimize this particular Boolean function, we can optimize by using the Boolean algebraic laws. Otherwise, we can directly implement as it is. So if you want to optimize, in the sense, we can apply plus dot distributed over plus, or plus is distributed over dot, like that we can apply our De Morgan's theorem. So y dot z bar, we can apply here De Morgan's rules and then apply the plus distributed over dot is distributed over plus, like that kind of rules we can apply and optimize. So here I don't want to apply all those rules. I'll simply use the same Boolean equation whatever I consider. So we'll see how to develop that Verilog code for this expression. So in order to write the Verilog code, we need to know the gate level model. We need to know the logic diagram for the given Boolean function. This is a logic circuit for the given Boolean function where x, y, z are inputs, f is an output. So here this is an one wire connection. This is an one wire. This is an one wire. This is an next. This is another. These are all values are directly connected. So here we need to take one P is P. Here I may take Q, here R, this is an S, and this is an T, like that I may assume. Where P, Q, R, S, T are all the 5 wire connection. That means it may pass the information from here to here. This may pass from information from here to here, like that. That means that may pass the information from here to here. That means, so next Q is a connection from here, this output to this input. That means here this is an one NOT gate. This is an output. It is connected to the other NOT gate. So simple example here, this output node is connected to the input node of this particular one. This wire segment will call it as an one wire data type. We can represent it as an wire data type. Now we'll develop Verilog model for this code. So I already have some code for that. We'll see that one. In the previous tutorial, I already explained how to use the ModelSim software in order to write the code, how to take the file from the file. So use the same procedure here also. So this is a simple code. Here I will commenting out this particular one. So commenting particular wire connection and this particular output OF1. So this is an these are the specifications of inputs specifying the output. So x, z, x, y, z are input, yf is an output. So like that input x, y, z, output f, wire connection. I already shown the wire connection, how we need to connect. P, Q, R, S, T are wire connections. So in the previous tutorials, I explained how to use the predefined what this is an gate level abstraction model. So here not here z, I need to get the z bar. What is the expression we assumed? F equal to x plus y into z bar into yz whole bar. So first I need to get the z bar. For that I'm using the NOT gate m1 p comma z. So the next I need to get the y into z, this one, y into z. For that I'm using the undesigned one keyword m2 of q comma y comma z. Q is an output of for that one. So the next, I need to get the complement. For the complement here, I'm using the s as an output for that s comma q. And next, y into z bar. We're having already z bar is in p, so I can directly write m3 and of m3 r y comma p. And next, x plus y. These two are are together. So I'm using the r as a keyword, r m5, where here m1, m2 r and so on, m5 are the gate numbers, gate names. So r of t comma x comma r. The next one is in, and totally we are hunting together these two outputs. And m6 of f comma t comma 6 is t comma yes, sorry. So this is an gate level model up to here. Up to here, gate level model. Now we will see how to write the data flow model. Data flow model can be while writing the data flow model, we need to know one procedural assignment, that is an assign keyword. So any kind of data flow model we can write with the help of assign statement. There we need to know the Boolean expression, how we are going to represent the Boolean expression with the help of Boolean operators. So we have the expression as an express y into z bar and with y into z bar whole bar. So for that here, x is odd operator. This is an r operator. This is an Boolean and negation of z. Y and negation of z ANDed together. X is odd with the y and negation of z. And next AND operated with the negation of y and z. This is a simple Boolean expression. This is a simple kind of writing for the Boolean form. Now we need to compare both data flow model output with the gate level model output. For that, I consider here F1 is an output for the data flow model. Now we'll save this one by pressing Ctrl S. Now we need to compile whether our code correct or not. So for that, select right click, compile, compile selected. So there is no errors. It has given the green color mark. So there is no errors. So next select work. In that select the our program data gate simulate. It will take some time. So here add wave, right click, add wave. Add wave. Here it will, sorry, added by double time, no problem. X, right click, force value, I'm applying all ones. Let's check whether F1 and F4 same or not. So run. This is a run symbol, run. So see here, f equal to 0, f1 equal to 0. So whenever we apply x, y, z equal to 1, 1, the output equal to 0. Because of y in z equal to 1, 1 bar is in 0, 0 into whole expression equal to 0. So I'm applying y equal to 0 now. Now see the output change. So output equal to f equal to 1, f1 equal to 1. So simply like this, we can verify the functionality of the design. Simply here 3 inputs means we will get the 8 combinations. We'll check all the 8 inputs. So here by this I will stop the lecture today. In the next module we will see how to write the test bench for the gate level and the data flow model. And next we will go through the how to develop a Verilog code for the Verilog model codes for the different types of combinational models. Thank you for watching. If you are watching first time to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and watch the video up to the end, and like and share the video to your friends or anyone. Thank you.